Oh, hi there. I'm Dre with Yogaso Otaku, and today we have a fantastic guide to becoming a famous YouTuber by someone who has no idea with what they're doing. Alright, so today's a little bit interesting of a stream. Obviously, this is not our usual thing. Discord voted for this. We only had 2 votes, so I don't know that that really matters all that much. But today, well, I do appreciate you for voting, but today we're going to talk about Discord. No, we're not. We're going to talk about content creation, and I'm going to do so in a live capacity. So you guys are free to ask me any questions that you care about. I'm going to preface this by saying, obviously, I'm not even monetized yet, so I don't really have business doing anything like this, but I have been making content for quite a long time. I still have a lot of growth to do. I got a lot of learning to do, but I've been doing it for a minute. Long time ago, Twitch TV used to be Justin TV, and I used to watch a lot of anime over there, and it got bought, and it turned into Twitch TV. And when it turned into Twitch, I decided I was going to try this live streaming stuff for myself, because why not? And when I did so, well, I ended up playing DayZ on Arma for a while, and spent a couple years doing that, and I never found any success with it at all. But I tried really, really hard, and I did kind of enjoy it. I shelved that for a while, did some stuff with life. Many moons later, I met Bree, and I decided that we decided that we would start something up, to have a little fun, make some friends online, see what kind of cool stuff we could do, how much fun we could have, whatever. And so we started a Twitch account again, went back to Twitch, because that's what I knew before, and we streamed on the PS4, and that was just a bunch of stupid, but we had fun, we enjoyed it, we kind of played around with what the heck is this content creation stuff, and we kind of just looked and saw what it could be. And we enjoyed ourselves, and, we talked with a couple people, not really too many. And, yeah, that's kind of what we did. We decided we wanted to take it a little bit more seriously, so we decided to start up on on Facebook. And we went to Facebook Gaming for about 1.5 years, and I'm not gonna lie, really, I busted my butt off over there, and I didn't really find the success or anything that I really wanted. I met a lot of good people. We kind of started the bud of this little community and everything, and then it went into, you know what? I don't know why this. I'm gonna turn this live chat off for the moment because I don't know why. I don't really know how that works. I'm not gonna lie. Rebecca, welcome in. Rob, welcome in. Or Bobby, what's up, bro? Yeah. So with that, though, we went on Facebook, and we did the Facebook gaming thing for a while. It was pretty grueling. It was challenging at times, and the number one thing that really sucked the most was that becoming a live streamer, at least trying to grow yourself from being really small, took up a lot of our time. Like a really, really, really tremendously huge amount of our time. And it kind of took a hit on the family and the relationship and all that other kind of stuff that comes with that. And we weren't finding the growth that we wanted. And, it's okay to make sacrifices for a little bit to try to do something that you really want to do. But sometimes the cost is too high for things, and we didn't want to pay it for a whole long time. Becca says, good, I was playing Calm Colors. Oh, I saw you got that. That's pretty cool. It's color paint by number. That's awesome. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, so anyway, with that, we decided we want to try something else. And I got into YouTube, and my path into YouTube was a little different than I think a lot of people, but I kind of wanted to just see what YouTube was like, dip my toes in, so to speak. And I cut down on the amount of live streams I was doing on Facebook, and I decided I was going to dedicate myself to about once a week making a video. One video a week. So over here, we made 1 video a week for a while, and I got to tell you, editing sucks. At least it does when you start. When you start learning something, it really, really sucks. I have a background with audio production. I went to school and got a degree for audio engineering, and I've worked with a lot of audio editors, but I'd never really done video editing, and it was a challenge. First couple months kind of beat me down. to the ground. I kind of felt like I hated it. I felt like it was taking me hundreds of hours to make a single video, and the video was poop, and I didn't want to do that. It was really frustrating. Didn't feel good at all, but I kept going, and there was something that kind of caught me about video editing. I'm not sure exactly what it was. The only thing I could really pinpoint was I've done audio editing before. I did like video game sound design and was really into it, and this kind of reminded me of that, but I was like brand new again. So try not to drag this on too long, but anyway, I ended up liking video editing after a while, and I found after about a month or so I was getting a lot better at it. It was becoming a lot more feasible for me to do. As a creator, I was able to put out more videos, and we upgraded, you know, from one video a week to a couple videos a week. And then I kind of wanted to leave Facebook behind because I felt like the live streaming stuff was taking up too much of my time, and I thought maybe I could do it here on YouTube as well. So when I got over here, it was interesting. Obviously, you know, we were tiny, and we told a lot of people from Facebook, like, come over. And we got some of you guys here, like Rebecca here. She came from our Facebook page as well. And yeah, that's what we did. We moved over. We put all our chips down on the table, came over here. I started editing more videos. I started liking it more, having a lot more fun. And, you know, excuse me, slowly learning more about what content creation here on YouTube is like, and I was finding it fulfilling. So the reason why we've stayed over here, and I haven't talked like a ton about this like really openly, but big reason why we stayed over here is because I really like the idea of spending just a couple hours on a video and then having that video live. So I posted it, and then, you know, it could be a day later, it could be a week later, it could be a month later, it could be 6 months later. The video grows at some point. Somebody finds it. Oh, welcome in, Marcelo. I appreciate it. Somebody finds your video, and they start to watch it, and some people comment, some people like, some people enjoy what you do, and that could be at any time later. It's not like live streaming, where when you're live, you are live. That's kind of the only time a live stream matters. And that's kind of changed a little bit since we've been to YouTube. I've learned a little bit more about how that all works. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of in the moment, and videos are not. And it seemed to me that it made a lot more sense to spend 4 hours of my time making a video that could potentially grow and reach new audiences for extended periods of time, instead of spending 8 or whatever hours live streaming every day, or even multiple times a day, only to reach like a certain amount of people. And it's not that I don't like live streaming, and I don't have anything against live streamers. I think it's great, and obviously I'm live right now. I like lives. We're here. I like interacting with you guys like this. It's really good. But yeah, that's kind of how we ended up over here. It's kind of that whole thing. So the reason why we're doing this today, as opposed to other things that we've done, is tomorrow's Splatfest for Splatoon 3 kicks off with the Pokemon event, and we're Team Water, and we're really excited about it. I don't work tomorrow because it's Veterans Day. And with that, yeah, let's see, I don't work tomorrow, and so we're going to play Splatoon a lot, and so I just kind of wanted to do a short little stream. And I asked people what they wanted, and you guys said you wanted to see me talk about some content creation stuff. So this is a big thing. There's a whole lot of stuff I can talk about. There's tons of stuff. I've learned a lot. Obviously, I don't know everything. I'm kind of still getting my sea legs, even though we've been here about 2 years. And I guess I could just talk about some of the stuff that we do and kind of show off some of the stuff that we do. So let's see if I can't switch to this. Does that work? I don't even know if that worked. Probably not. No, it did work. It worked well, actually. Okay. So let's kind of figure out my system here. Let's see. So I guess we'll talk about some of the things that are the biggest. So, Photoshop. I use Photoshop a lot. Dan, welcome in. Welcome in, Dan. Good to see you. Good to see you. Give me just 1 second. So, silly thumbnail up on the screen. I use Photoshop for my thumbnails. Now, the thing that I've kind of been finding about YouTube is there's 3 things that work together, and your goal is to try to make like the magic work between those. The 3 big things are your thumbnails, your titles, and your content. And each one of them has to do something kind of specific, even though they all work together. So, talking about titles, you know, your titles need to be interesting. They need to be something that somebody sees, and you know, it's really helpful if it's something that catches someone's attention, that makes them ask themselves a question or feel enticed to know more about it. And I think I found this myself when I've looked at other people's videos. You know, as I'm scrolling through YouTube, I'm kind of going through and I'm seeing you know, these videos, and there's every now and then, it's not very often because it is really hard to do, but every now and then I'll scroll by a video, but the title will stick in my head and it'll kind of make me think about it. And a lot of times if I'm not finding something else to immediately click on, I'll actually just go back and find that video and watch it, just because the title really stuck out to me. And that's a big part of kind of getting someone's interest. Even more so than that, or at least in tandem with that, or what you see on the screen right now is a thumbnail. And you know, the basic idea is exactly the same. Thumbnail is going to be something that catches someone's attention, that they can you know, it is something that grabs their eye. Something that grabs their eye, makes them think, and it's got to stand out amongst all the other ones, because most people are watching videos from the home screen. Some people find stuff with search, and search is really good too. We can talk about that later, but anyway, search is good. And then some people, you know, look at their subscription feeds. I don't feel like very many people do. I'm not gonna lie, I never look at my subscription feed. I like never, ever look at my subscription feed. You know, I wasn't really thinking about this, but actually what I'm gonna do is play some music. So I'll get some music going. But anyway, you guys are more than welcome, like I said, while I'm doing this, to ask any sort of questions if you guys want to know anything. I'm gonna go over some stuff in general as it is. But yeah, so the big part, and really it's what matters the most, is your presentation that you're giving people, is getting people's attention. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people, you know, oh, I hate clickbait, oh, I hate this, oh, it feels so dirty. And it's like, I feel that. I feel it really deeply. The longer I've been on the platform, I've kind of realized that it's what it is. It is what it is. It's what we have to do. It's part of the game that we play. Like, you go to work, right? And there's rules at work. There's things that you have to do at work. And it's a requirement of you. And YouTube is similar to that. Okay, here. Give me just 1 second. Hopefully this doesn't blow everyone's eardrums out and we all die. Okay. Let me know if the music's too loud. I'm playing some Harris Heller stuff. We'll talk about this later too. This is just music that you can use in your videos without any penalties for stuff. All right, so thumbnails. So I've been kind of going back and forth through thumbnails for quite a while. And actually, you know what? Maybe what we'll do is we'll go and we'll check out some old stuff. Okay. We will, sorry, turn the music down a little bit more. So we will look at some stuff that I had like a really long time ago. I'm trying to think of what I have that's like really old. So this was kind of a style that I used for a while. And I'll talk about why I did that for an idea. Let's see, I've tried a couple different ones. I'm trying to find something like really old though. I've actually redone some of my thumbnails just to try it out. So like, here's an old one too. All right, so this is kind of one of the older styles that I used to do when I was making thumbnails. And this is really, actually I should have opened the Photoshop file because we could break that down a little bit better. What was that one called? Never mind, it's probably Shin Megami Tensei something. Where am I not seeing this one? Why am I not seeing it? Okay, here it is here. Japanese reaction. So it might be like this one. Yeah, okay. So this is the breakdown of it. So you can see that this image is made up of a bunch of different things. Hopefully you guys can see that. I don't ever do streams like this, so I apologize. I just thought I would talk about some stuff. So let's see. So this one was interesting. So what I did for this logo over on the side was I found the Japanese Shin Megami Tensei 5 logo because we were reacting to the Japanese stream of it. So I put that logo down, and then to kind of make it highlighted more, and I was really big into this for a while. You'll see me do this sometimes still, but I made a copy of it, and then I made like an overlay that's a full color, so it's a red overlay, and it takes the image and it makes it purely red. And then I like to offset it from the normal background a little bit, make it pop a little bit. This one wasn't super effective because everything kind of just muddles into it, and this is kind of the reason why I quit doing thumbnails that were like this. Obviously we have the text is kind of like that too, and I actually like doing the text like that. I just have kind of fallen away from it. And then the last thing I did, it was really simple. It's just an image that I pulled off Google, which honestly I tried to do that as little as I can because it's technically piracy. Everyone does it. Every single person ever does it, but that doesn't really mean that it's right. And yeah, so this is the original thing. So, you know, you have your Photoshop file, you make them the size that YouTube wants you to make, which I think is something like 1276 by, no, what is it? 1280 by 768 or something like that is what the file is. But one big thing that I didn't find myself doing at first that I really should have done later was, you know, you can zoom this out and you can look at it like really small. And this is a smart idea to do because the thumbnails are seen small, right? Like most people have like their mobile phone, and like when you have the image blown up on a 32-inch like monitor, that's not really representative of how someone's going to see it. There's probably a small amount of people that are going to see it fairly big on their own computers or like, you know, 4K TVs and stuff like that. They'll see it better. But for the most part, you want to know what it looks like small, and it's really important to know that because it's got to grab someone's attention. And if it's just a bunch of muddled like nonsense, then it's not really that exciting. So the next one that I have here is our Tiny Tina one, and Zyler says, "Oh my gosh, Daryl." How's it going, Zyler? Appreciate you coming in today. So this thumbnail here is another design idea that I was doing for a while. It used a template format, and what we were doing here is we took these sakura blossoms. I always had a different gradient overlay over them. And then I put this kind of paper texture and yellow background kind of thing that's squared off on the side at an angle. And I would always put text over it. So it cleared a good space for text, and it bracketed out. And then I would always put like a big picture of some sort. I started off doing these where it was just a flat, a straight image kind of in this area. But then later I kind of realized that putting this 3D effect where you cut you know, individual elements out and kind of slide them over and have them overlap gives it more of a depth. It's a little bit more interesting to look at. Conceptually, there is some stuff about this design that I still like a lot, but and so the big part of why I did it though is because at this point I was really into what they call branding, and that's kind of like designing something like a thumbnail where every single one of your videos uses it. So that way, if someone watches a video of yours and they like it, and then they're browsing their home screen, maybe they didn't subscribe to you, but they see one of your videos again and it looks like a similar, reminiscent image of some, you know, thumbnail that they saw before, people are supposed to be able to immediately, like instantaneously in their brain, recognize that that's your content. And if they had a good feeling about it, they're more likely to click it and watch more of your videos, which is a huge part of the YouTube algorithm and how that all works. And so I was trying to do that, but I found kind of over time, this wasn't wasn't really the best way, and I don't know if it's maybe just the template's not that exciting to people or what. I'm not entirely sure. But it was something like that. So then we got like my new style ones, and this is obviously like our newest one, but if you look at this one, oh sorry, real quick here. So if you zoom this way out, this one does a good job at representing what it needs to from far away. You can read the text, it's big, it's bold. The yellow on the black and the white, they all pop, there's a lot of contrast, and you see the character of the image. So even when it's really small, it's still a lot better. It's definitely a lot better than like this one. And this one's even bigger than this one in that regard. And a lot of this stuff is just kind of like psychology science. So, you know, some people might disagree or say I don't like this or I don't like that, but really what it comes down to is that effectively most people do kind of make snap judgments about stuff, and the more information you can give someone to process extremely fast, like within like microseconds, the better off your videos can do. We'll talk about that when I get into the algorithm stuff. But anyway, so this one's good too, right? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like this thumbnail I kind of just slapped together before stream. I wanted to try something out, but this one works fairly well. The same way, I have giant text now. This is kind of my new thing that I do, is super big text. I have a picture of my face. It's just like, I don't know, statistically people like pictures of faces. They like surprise and stuff, and it's like that's why you see that all over YouTube, and it gets tiring. There's some people that don't like it, but it is what it is. It seems to actually work, and when you look at your analytics, you can literally see how much better that this is as far as click-through rates go, which also we'll talk about later, compared to the other stuff that I had previously shown you before. People just click this stuff more, and the more things you can put, you don't want to like overdo it, but like you want to like tell a story really quickly with visuals, and like I said, make it really, really clear even when it's small, you know, and you want people to ask that question. I don't know that this one does that great. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really, like I said, I'm still learning all of this stuff. I'm still going through all of this, but you know, there's contrast, there's things kind of set together. You might wonder, like, why does this guy look like this? Why is this money bag there? That's weird. Why does it say be cool? What does be cool mean? Whatever. And then they read the title after that. Usually most people see an image, and then if they like the image, in their brain will decide that in microseconds, then they'll read the title. And so that's kind of thumbnails. Some stuff that I've done later, we'll actually we can isolate a lot of these elements here. So some of the stuff that I did later was like, if you look at my picture of me, I cut myself out from a picture. I literally just took this with my cell phone. I like to put a backdrop behind it because it kind of set me out from the rest of the image more, gave it that 3D kind of depth, the more interesting thing to look at. The white line around my body, that's really common. You see a lot of people do that. It helps with contrast, separating images from each other as well. Now you can kind of see I have this weird look about myself. It's almost kind of like painted or whatever, and this is kind of an interesting one how I do it. So if you go up to filter, Photoshop has a feature called the camera raw filter, which you can access, and I'm not really gonna get too much into how to get Photoshop, what to use with Photoshop, but anyway, you can see here, this is what it looks like in that section. It's just me kind of cut out, and I did it really sloppily. And you have a bunch of different things you can do here. So one of the things that I kind of always do, because it makes things stand out a lot more, is I kind of increase the exposure a little bit, make it a little bit brighter so it pops a little bit more. And then going with that, increasing the contrast, it helps it kind of stand out in phones quite a bit. I know it does look kind of a little dopey at times. I might overuse it a bit too. I'm not really a master. Your highlights, you can move those up and down. If you're kind of a little overblown like I was in this, you can pull your highlights down and still kind of retain some of your character to you. And your shadows, I always kind of darken those a little bit. That helps boost the contrast too. You can go the other way as well. Then Then, you know, your whites and stuff. So these are the ones that I usually just play around with here. This is already edited, so I can't really show you this in live time with this image, but texture helps a lot. I found it really, whoa, that was way too close. No one needs to see my nose anywhere near that high. But I found that the texture slider kind of helps things kind of stick out more. You can kind of see how it increases definition with stuff. Oh, welcome in. Yeah, no, that's fine. This is kind of just like a just chatting kind of a thing where I'm talking about stuff. But I appreciate you stopping in. Shoot, I'm sorry, I didn't send you that image. I'll send it to you tonight. And if you can't use it, you can't use it because I was too late. I apologize, but I will get that to you soon, OE. And I appreciate what you're doing. You're awesome. And Splatfest is going to be awesome tomorrow. Yes. Okay, so then clarity kind of goes in time with that, but it's like more heavy-handed, like it's drastically heavier-handed. You can kind of see that from here, so you can kind of slam that, and it makes your contrast super, super high, but a lot of times it kind of warps stuff. Dehaze will kind of revert stuff back a little bit, so if you feel like you kind of nailed it, but you want to back step like the overall part of it a little bit, you can come back and dehaze. Vibrance is kind of the softer touch with bringing your contrast up. I mean, obviously, if you slam it, you can see like my lips turn pink and stuff like that, but it's not nearly as much as saturation because it focuses on the parts that are the least saturated. Saturator says, oh, I want to see if there's anything hanging out in your nose. Well, the image isn't that, it's not that high quality. That's funny though. So yeah, like vibrance, you can kind of slam before it starts to really mess stuff up, but like saturation is a lot more touchy because it literally just saturates everything immediately. So usually what I do is I get a little heavy-handed with the vibrance, and then I just go real light with the saturation to kind of fill with that. And all I'm trying to really focus on with the image manipulation like this is making something just have a lot of contrast, a lot of starkness, a lot of like something that's jumping out at you and being a little bit more interesting than what the base images look like. A lot of times when you're looking at it just by itself, it looks stupid, but when you put all the elements together, they kind of work better. Sharpening is another one I use a lot. It brings out a huge amount of like detail. It often kind of screws stuff up really bad though. Oh God, let's not do that anymore like that. So it'll often screw stuff up like this, and I've already done it, so it's like I'm doing it and doing it again. Oh, Chloe, welcome in, Chloe. But you can follow it up with noise reduction, and this is how I kind of get this painterly look that you guys usually see, and obviously it's going to be really heavy-handed this time, but anyway, if you push your sharpening up, but it's like it makes the artifacts kind of a little dirty, you can come back with the noise reduction and it'll soften stuff out. It'll eventually turn into like clayifying like whatever you're looking at, so you can see like this is pretty intense, especially when you compare it to like the original image, which already looks pretty soft, but now it looks like incredibly soft. It's like almost like you don't have any detail at all. But it can be used stylistically, so yeah, I'm going over Photoshop and thumbnails right now, Chloe. And then you guys are free to ask like whatever you want. So that's usually where I let this be for that as far as like my image processing goes. The other stuff that I have in here is like the text, so let's actually just do this again. So how this works is like I'll type in the text, so like be cool here. This one I'll show kind of more from scratch. Poor college kid crying. Well, I can't say too much, but I will just say I do not like Adobe's subscription-based service requirement for accessing Adobe, and I don't support it. So I'm just going to leave that statement as it is. If you guys want to talk to me in Discord more about it, you can, and I'll be a little bit more open. All right. So you take your Photoshop here, and you have this open. You right-click the element, go to blending options. You have a bunch of different things you can do. So the one thing that you guys pretty much always see me do is I bevel and emboss like everything. And I have like a couple settings which I use that for. And you can kind of see, if I zoom in on it more, it's more apparent, but actually let's not use red. Well, we'll use red still. So I do the bevel, and it kind of just gives it a little bit more depth, a little bit more 3D feels. You can do a lot more with it. The other thing I almost always do is add a stroke. And again, this is the same reason why I do the main person, you know, the image, the main feature, the hero of the thumbnail. They always have it too, and it's just to set things apart a little bit better. I've recently found out you can do some kind of cool stuff with stroke. Like, you can change the fill type to like a gradient, and then you can actually run like gradients in your in the borders, which I haven't been able to use like 100% effectively, but there's been some times where I've used it, and it's really, really cool. It looks a lot better than just a flat white or black or whatever. And you can also use patterns too, which is kooky, but it kind of works. I don't use patterns at all, so most of the time I just use the color. Yeah, that's Word in Microsoft Word. So we can also do inner shadows, and I do these on occasion. Usually it's more with the hero of the focus of the thumbnail. And this adds, you know, more depth as well. Another one that I use quite a bit is like I'll do color overlays. So if I want to change the color of something just really quickly and see what that looks like, I'll do that. Gradient overlays I use a ton. Obviously we used the gradient overlays before. Chloe says that looks cool. Yeah, there is some neat stuff. I mean, there's some really neat stuff if you kind of play around with some of this stuff for a while. So this defaulted to our settings that we had in the original, so that we're pretty much recreating the original at this point, and I'm just kind of showing that off. You can do some cool stuff, like if your gradients don't look as well as you want to, like with your background, you can like reverse them and then have them so like the gradients from dark to light instead of light to dark. Sometimes that helps things stand out better. You can also do some really weird stuff, and you'll see me do this like really occasionally. It's not very often, but I'll set this to overlay, and it kind of just it'll overlay with the background. Let me see if I can't just pull up a background here, so it'll look different, and that actually didn't work like I wanted it to. Flapjackeries. If you're planning to do YouTube videos as in Let's Plays, so I don't do Let's Plays, and the reason why is I don't find a lot of value in them. I know some people do like them a lot, but they perform really poorly usually. And yeah, it's just not my thing. I've kind of not been interested in it. I just think it's really difficult as a smaller creator to do them. If you look at my other channel, I have this other channel that I do. If you guys aren't aware, I have like 3 channels, but I have this other channel here called Senpai Scares and Senpai's Trash. So these ones I will have Let's Plays on, but it's because it's just secondary forms of content for you guys. So like me and Bree were playing the Quarry, but I mean, you can even tell like how badly they perform. I mean, I feel like these are some of my more favorite thumbnails I've ever made, and they just don't work well. They just don't perform all that great. And we do them though for these the side pages, and then I've done some on Senpai's Trash too. Like this one with 20 views. I actually edited this video, so this was the first time I sat down and I was like, all right, I'm gonna edit, you know, an edit one. And yeah, Chloe says, I mean, it's 2 hours. Yes, it is 2 hours. You're right. You're correct. And so that's why, like, to sit down and do editing though, like this literally took me like I think 7 hours to edit this Just Die Already one. And I edited it down into a half-hour segment here, which did okay. Obviously, I mean, it's just a tiny little page, but if you guys are interested in checking these pages out, we occasionally put stuff on here. I don't even really advertise them because I just kind of have fun with it. Yes, there's a ton of factors that come with it, but I just don't think overall that that Let's Plays do well on YouTube anymore. It's kind of a relic of the past. Some people can pull them off. Markiplier has like 1 billion views on all of his that he does, but he has an absolutely fantastic editor, and there's a ton of stuff that's added in to his Let's Play videos to make them rabidly more excited than the standard Let's Play. And also he's established, and things that established creators do are generally drastically different than what smaller creators are able to do. That when you're small, you have to really focus on the strategies that work best for your growth. I don't always do those personally, which is why we don't rapidly grow, I guess, or it's part of it. I don't know. It's hard to say. You can never really truly say, but anyway, that's that for Let's Plays. I don't really do Let's Plays, except for on those side pages for fun. Maybe one day. We like them. I know Bree likes to do them more than anything. Going back into the Photoshop stuff here, let's go back to, you can go to your blending mode and you can set it. There's all sorts of cool blending modes you can do. I really like overlay a lot. Difference works pretty good at times too. Subtract also, like, just a lot of the times you just have to kind of experiment with like how these work and like what image you're doing. Sometimes they'll work and sometimes it's just better to just have nice clear text. And sorry, I did that on the gradient level, but it's kind of better to do it not on the overlay level. Outer glow I use a lot to separate stuff, make stuff kind of brighten out. You guys saw actually in this thumbnail I use it on the money bag to make the money bag stand out a little bit better, which is kind of interesting. And then drop shadow I use a ton too. It helps a ton with contrast. I even use it at the same time. So like UD, I don't know. Oh, Unreal. Are you talking about Unreal Dreamer? I'm not. Sorry, I might have. You might be a little bit of delay, so I'm not sure what you're referring to on that one. But anyway, yeah. So, sorry. So the last thing I was going to show you, his way of playing. Okay. I don't watch a lot of Unreal Dreamer. I'm not gonna lie. I should watch him more. Chaotic likes him a lot. So the last thing and the newest thing that I've been doing with text in thumbnails that seems to work a lot, I've actually had people literally message me after I started doing this. I had other creators that I'm friends with message me about this. But something that seems to work really well, especially when you're trying to fit text on a screen with other elements to make it fit better and not collide with other objects. Sometimes holding onto the image and going to edit and perspective warp is really helpful. So Photoshop will always warn you if you're taking a text file and trying to do that it has to be rasterized and you can't edit it anymore. You can do some editing, you just can't change the text. So once you've confirmed that's the wording you want to use, you can hit OK. And then you have to trace like kind of an outline over it. And sometimes I'll separate the words out. It helps a lot, but sometimes holding them together is good. But you want to kind of bracket around so that you make sure that you're fitting everything in there. And I usually sometimes kind of give it a little bit of leeway. Give it a little bit of extra space around it one way or the other. You hit enter and it locks that in. And then from that point, you can start playing with your pins. So like for this one that you guys saw, you can pull this back and you get kind of this cool like stretchy effect. You can pull this and you can kind of play with it a lot. And you can do a lot of cool stuff. You can kind of move it in the 3D space, kind of sort of 3D space, wherever you want. Kind of see what fits best, what looks best, how to make things look cool. And then when you're done, so it was like I kind of made it. It was kind of more like. This is kind of what I did, I think. I can't remember. It's kind of kicked out and kicked back a little bit, and these ones are up in the corners. It's pretty common for me to do something like that. The cool thing about this is Photoshop still does allow you to do some like blending option editing and stuff too. So you can literally just remove this stroke and move your gradients or change your gradients to whatever you want. And just, make it work. Make it work how you want to. And then when you're all done, you'll have your text that looks like that and, your image that looks like that, and they fit together. Let's see. So yeah, in this one I added the anime speed lines. I love to use them. We do anime stuff and I just love anime speed lines. So you do that. Every now and then, if the black speed lines aren't working for me, which ones were those? I can go here. You can go, this is helpful a lot too. You can go to your blending options and you can do like color overlay, and you can say that you want the color instead of black to be like white and then you have white speed lines, or gray, and you have gray or whatever, red. You can do other stuff too. You can make them look, you know, different in whatever, how the color and stuff works with it, and set that how you want. And then our money bag, I talked about our money bag earlier, and I have the glow behind it. I just kind of sit it here. A lot of times it's kind of fun to offset where the overlapping of images and text and stuff goes. Just, I always try to kind of create something a little bit more dynamic and a little bit more interesting. And the reason for that is because it has had a noticeable difference from what I've seen on my page of creating more click-through rate, higher click-through rate. And you want a higher click-through rate. Click-through rates are God. So I was talking a little bit earlier, your titles are very, very important. Your titles work in conjunction with your thumbnails, which are super, super, super important. And the last one out of the three is your content. Now, you would hope, you know, in a beautiful world, our content is what matters more than anything. But the reality of YouTube and content creation and all this stuff is your content is only good as how you can sell it. And that's why we have a lot of YouTubers and content creators and stuff that make pretty poor content but do extremely well. And is my opinion. That's my opinion. And it's because there's just so many there's so many people you're competing with that if you can get your stuff watched faster, watched more, then it will generally be more successful. And I'm not saying to make bad content, because I personally, I try my very hardest to make the absolute best stuff that I can. I try not to do cheap ways and stuff with everything, because it just doesn't sit well for me. It doesn't make me feel good when I do that. But you really do need to prioritize the focus, because if you have the greatest video in the whole world, but nobody cares to click on it, you fail. You fail. It's just, that's literally, it's a very simple concept, but also a really hard one to develop. If you are not creating images that are catching people's attention, you're not creating titles that make people want to be curious and look at them, they will never see your wonderful, wonderful video. And unfortunately, it also kind of works the same way. If you make a terrible video, but you market it really, really well, everything looks amazing, everybody wants to click it, everybody wants to watch it, and they check it out, then you succeed. So that's kind of my number one tip. And let's see. So I guess I could talk about what I think about the algorithm, which is kind of an interesting topic. A lot of people like to blame the YouTube algorithm. They like to say that the algorithm is screwing them over, that they're hated by the algorithm and all this stuff. But I think the thing that I've kind of found recently is to change your perspective as a creator of what you think about the algorithm. So do you see the algorithm as like this evil, like corporate entity that's like holding you back, that it's like broken, that it's really hard, you know, to do anything because everything you do just gets destroyed by the algorithm? And I think that the healthier way to think about that and to conceptualize the algorithm is not actually to think of it as a computer system, but instead to understand that the bigger part of the algorithm and how the algorithm works is your audience. It's your audience. So you want to think about your audience first and prioritize them and put them above anything else. And if you make a video and it doesn't seem to do well in the algorithm, what you really mean to say is that the video didn't do well with your audience, because the algorithm will push stuff forward if people are watching it. And it's pretty much, you can see this if you really, really pay attention a lot to your metrics and everything. You will always see that the better your audience responds to your content, the better that the algorithm responds to that. And if you can't make, and this again goes back to the thumbnails and the titles, if you're not making content that people aren't seeing and clicking on, if someone subscribed to you before or they've watched another video of yours and they see your next video and it doesn't entice them the same way, then the algorithm doesn't think that that is a good fit for more people. And I think that's a really hard concept for a lot of people. A lot of people like to complain and be mad about stuff, but the unfortunate fact is if you get mad at how badly a video is performing, you're kind of getting mad at your audience, and that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you. You can't do a lot about that. So it's a lot healthier, it's a lot easier, and you'll find more success if you start thinking about, okay, well, where did I fail my audience? Like, what did I do that made my audience less interested in what I did? And with that concept comes analytics. So talk about some analytics stuff. Click-through rate's huge. Retention is huge. The first 30 seconds of your video is huge. It's huge. I've seen it in practice so many times. So many times. So I hope this is okay to do. I don't see a lot of creators do this, and I don't know if they are just like against this or what. Sorry, I think the music kind of crept up maybe a little too much. Let me know if the music gets a little too overwhelming. All right, so I'm not going to show anything just yet. I'm trying to get into like something here before I really show stuff off. I want to show something that did really good, and I probably want to show something that did really bad. So one of the things that's kind of unfortunate, and it's like, as a viewer, I don't expect any of you to start changing your thinking like this. Chloe says, I got blessed by the algorithm one time on an AMV I did and panicked. But that's good, though. That's a good feeling. That's always good. Sometimes things just work out, and it's really nice. Well, I guess I could go to a video that was highly successful for us that I kind of am familiar with. So let's look at this one. And where's my analytics at? Okay, so this is a good one to use. All right, we're gonna pop this one up here. So one of my more popular videos, in fact, the first video that I made that I felt was I don't know, in comparison to what I normally do, it went viral, right? It topped out at 5.5 thousand views, which when we, make content that we make at the size that we make, 5.5 thousand is extremely significant. So just from this video alone, we got 5.4 thousand more views than usual. We got 311.1 watch time hours. Chloe says, no, I get stressed out by the vast amount of people and views. I was like, what the heck? And Chloe says, that's amazing. So this video also got us 18 subscribers just in itself, but you can kind of see like what happened over time with this video. So I released it on July 25th, and it pretty much just meteorically like skyrocketed. But then once it hit, a couple days later, actually that's August. July to August, so like maybe a week later, it kind of flittered out, and then it didn't continue anymore. So the big reason why this video kind of ended up working well was this was a topical video, and it was a topic that people weren't talking about at the time. This was Digimon Survive, and there was some stuff that was going on with the release, which was strange and bizarre, and people were left in the dark, and there wasn't anyone talking about it. And I saw that, and I decided to make this video and talk about it because I was wondering about it, and I thought maybe other people would wonder about it too. And I was right. It was literally our most popular video, our first popular video that we had. We've had stuff that have broken 1,000. We've had stuff that have broken 2,000 before, but we had nothing go up to 5,000, especially so quickly like that. And Flatline, because the game released. The game released shortly after that, and all the questions that we all had leading up to it were answered. We knew what was going on at that point, so there's really no reason for anyone to ever find this video again, watch this video again, anything. The average view duration for it was 3 minutes and 23 seconds, which is 31.7% average views. And YouTube gives you this really, really good analytic here about when people are watching most and, you know, where they're staying with the video. 90% of the time, like in this case, you'll see what they call like the hockey stick, which is, you know, your retention rate when people first click the video is like, I don't know how it's 97%, but it should be like 100%, right? Like you click the video, you watch it. Chloe says, the one I saw you with for the first time was Made in Abyss. Yes, I do remember you coming in for Made in Abyss. That was pretty cool. So, yeah, people click the video and they come in, so the retention is immediately high. The first 30 seconds, at least from what I've seen in my personal experience, because I'm not an expert here. Oh, thank you, Chloe. I appreciate that. Yeah, 633 is pretty amazing right now. I'm very happy. So we're getting closer to 1,000. We're actually really, really close to monetization right now. Like just horrifically close in my opinion. We just need about 300 and change subs, and we only need 100 more watch hours, which is crazy because you have to have 4,000 watch hours. Chloe has 250. Oh, that's good though. That's good. I felt good when I had 250 actually. I feel like your first 100 is grueling, and then, you know, your next 100 is also pretty rough too. So there's a lot of mental health stuff that goes in with content creation. I could talk about that too. I'm not sure if we'll get there tonight. We'll see. But yeah, so the first 30 seconds from what I've seen are just rapidly, like it's almost like YouTube really looks at what the first 30 seconds, what's happening with the first 30 seconds. And a master of doing this is Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast actually, and you know, a lot of people do complain about what Mr. Beast has done to YouTube and everything, but you cannot say that he's not successful, because the dude exudes success in what he does. And a huge part of that reason is because he keeps people engaged for that first 30 seconds. And the first 30 seconds, you know, every single Mr. Beast video, you've seen it. It's like you see a video and it's got 100 billion Orbeez everywhere. So you instantly know, okay, this video is about Orbeez, and you see Mr. Beast in the picture and he's like, whoa! And you're like, okay, this dude's like freaking out because there's all this stuff. You instantly know that in seconds. So there's your thumbnail, right? And then you go to the title, and the title directly says what it is. So it's super clear. It's like you see the image and you're like, okay, that's what the video is about. You read the title, it confirms that that's what the video is about. I filled a pool with 8 billion Orbeez, right? Or something. And it's some crazy number, you know, and you're just like, how does someone even get 8 billion Orbeez? And you get questions, you wonder, you get excitement, right? You're seeing all this all in one shot, and this is in seconds from seeing his videos. So then you click his videos, and it's like every single time. I think we'd just get like slammed by the copy system if I actually showed this, but you guys know Mr. Beast videos. So every video you click on it, first thing he does, he's standing in front of that pool, and he's like, I filled a pool with 80,000 Orbeez, and so it's like the first 30 seconds is him like, again, confirming what you're going to see and bringing your excitement like into it. And an interesting fact about excitement in videos, and I'm kind of all over the place, and I do apologize because this is not scripted, but holy cow, excitement levels are really difficult in a lot of situations to it's really difficult compared to oh my god, I lost my train of thought. It's difficult to bring your excitement across. So I don't know if you guys saw it, but I made this video the other day, and it didn't do very good, and it's fine. I really like the video. Sometimes I make videos that I enjoy because I enjoy them, and sometimes I make videos because I think they do well. I played a little game. Where's this at? So, Oh no, this is actually not that video. What am I thinking of? I made a video the other day. Oh, the Beat Hazard video. So I made this Beat Hazard video game, and like I literally start the video off and I'm like, Beat Hazard is incredible. And it's like, I was recording it and Bree was standing next to me and she's just like, oh my God, Andre, what the heck? Like, did you have to go like that? Like, that's what you did. You went that hard on that. Like, you're crazy. Like, you look like you're just absolutely out of your mind. And I was kind of chuckling about it. Like, yeah, it was kind of fun to do. So it's funny. I rewatched that video, and that video does not, like, that beginning, it's wild, but it is not anywhere near like the real life experience that I had while like making that. And it's not nearly as like shocking, you know. It's not, no one's gonna watch that and go like, holy cow, this guy is just totally out of his mind, like a crazy person. And so like the camera has this effect where like you really have to accentuate stuff, and I find that a lot with my videos. Is I get really excited and hype about stuff and I'm talking about stuff and I'm like, oh my God, I think everyone's gonna think I'm just like hyperactive and just over, like way over the top, like no one's gonna believe I'm even like legitimate on this. And then I watch the video and it's just like I seem like I'm a regular guy. That's just how it works. So that's something to be aware of for sure, is if you think you're being too wild, go even wilder, because it's not gonna come off the same. Let's see here. No shoes, what's up, bro? Let's see. So Chloe says, I watch Mr. Beast. What's different is he actually means it. Other copycats fake it. Yes. Yeah, no, there's Mr. Beast does what he does in order to do well, and it's stuff that he's like kind of perfected on his own or worked on his own. He's known to be really obsessive about stuff. I've heard his thumbnails, he's like tyrannical about agreeing with them and going over them, which I mean makes sense for his success. And yeah, other people definitely have seen his success and they try to do that. And yeah, no, Mr. Beast does so much good. I'm actually a really big supporter of Mr. Beast. I'm a big fan of him, and I kind of came that way after I became a content creator. I started to really respect a lot of the things that he does and a lot of ways that he does things that he does. He actually is pretty awesome. No Shoes likes Mr. Beast too. So, sorry, going back to the analytics here. So you guys can kind of see a big reason why this video did so dang well is in that 30-second period, you see that it does slope off, but there's something kind of really critical with this slope. And that's that you can see this gray, right? So this gray blob here, it doesn't look all that healthy, right? But what this is showing is what your typical retention. Oh, Chloe, I mean to, I'll look that up tonight. I'll have time to look that up tonight. I did mean to look that up. So, what's going on over there? So this is your typical retention. So it's taking an average of all of your video content that you make, and it's giving you a good comparison of like what your average retention is. So you can obviously see in this video, which was our most popular video, that line is like it's way above our normal retention. So the first 30 seconds of this video did rapidly better than the rest of our videos did at that time, and it actually held that mark for a really long time. And it wasn't all the way until almost 4 minutes into a 10-minute video that it starts to even encroach into our average, and then it sits in the middle all the way throughout. And this is going to be different for every video, but this is just a really good indication of how important it is to have that first 30 seconds of your video be as engaging and as interesting as possible. So step one, get people to click your damn stuff. Get people interested enough and enticed enough and curious enough to see what the heck's going on. You can see this in this image here that it did really well. It literally says what the, and then like, you know, essentially the F word is what you can interpret out of that. And I'm just like, wow, it reinforces that. I got Digimon in the background, which you can kind of lightly see. And then the video title is the Digimon release is wild. So people are like, why is it wild, right? There's reasons to go there and see. And when I start the video off, you know, I immediately like get into it. Like you can see me, I'm just like, whoa, holy cow. And, you know, I'm just wondering what's going on. I'm talking about it and I'm just being wild, and it's keeping people engaged. It's keeping people in there after they've been brought in by seeing the thumbnail and the title. And yeah, this video did really, really good. I had another one, our best video that we've ever had went in tandem with that. And that one was, sorry, I'm trying to dig around through this. Like I said, this is all like off the cuff. And half of this is just kind of a joke too. I'm not really like, this is just things you can take into consideration. I'm not going to teach you how to be famous. I'm not famous myself. I'm just learning stuff and doing good and enjoying myself. Where the heck was this dang video at? Okay, so yeah, tips and tricks was our big one. Close that out. Go to analytics. That's actually interesting. This one kind of sits in the medium for the whole time. Okay, so never mind. We're not going to talk about that one. I don't know. Did you guys have any other questions or any questions with that so far? I think what I'm going to end up talking about next is different types of content forms. And the reason why I'm going to talk about that is YouTube's had some really huge changes. I like you as a YouTuber, even though sometimes I can't watch the whole thing. And that's fair. That's fair. I mean, everyone's going to be like that. It's kind of a crazy expectation. Holy cow, what the heck's going on there? It'd be a weird expectation to think that every single person could watch every single second of every single thing we do. I like you too, No Shoes. You're a good guy. Check out No Shoes. He does fun stuff on his page. And actually, Chloe, you're asking me about Let's Plays. No Shoes does a lot of Let's Plays. So if you like Let's Plays, check those out. And the thing that I like about his Let's Plays is he does like a little buddy thing. So he's got Best Losers is the series that he does, and he plays them with his buddy. And they're fun. Zyler says, unfortunately, I have to go now. I need to eat. Well, you have a good one, Zyler. This is, like I said, this is a weird, this is like really off the cuff stream, like out of nowhere. And this is what you guys wanted, so I just thought I'd talk about some stuff. Content forms. Let's talk about content forms. YouTube has had some really big changes. Some big changes lately. Like, really, really, really interesting. I think it would be good if you do some funny clips of live streams as shorts. That will eventually occur. That will eventually occur. Y'all are good dudes. You're a good dude. No, you. Alright, here we go. Yokoso Otaku. Here's our page. So, 3 different forms of content on YouTube. 3 different forms. Long form. You guys know my long form videos. You've seen those. Sometimes my long forms aren't even all that long form, right? Village of Dolls Awaits was like a 2-minute video. Still considered a long form because it's not a short form. We have live videos. We're doing one right now. You guys know what lives are. They're long, but they're a great opportunity to talk with people. And finally, shirts. YouTube shirts. TikTok shirts. All sorts of shirts. Everything's got them. We've been doing them for a while. I consider Bree to be like the shorts master. I used to make kind of these little clips here. Live streams, videos, short videos, and shorts. Well, I don't differentiate like short videos and videos. I just consider them to be long form because they're longer than short form. And YouTube does the same thing now too. So previous to this super recent update that we've had that's made all of our edges rounded, which I don't know, some people really hate that. They have also now changed the way that videos are organized on YouTube. I don't like TikTok because of the toxic algorithm. generally don't try to watch a ton of shorts myself, but there's a merit in all of it. And I'll talk about that here. But anyway, YouTube has separated stuff out. So initially when I came on YouTube, the main thing that I always kind of thought I would do would be a live streamer. And then I thought that I would make videos to get growth, because that seems to work a lot better. Live streams don't always create the best metric for growth. They cannot be, it's not that they're hurtful, they're just not overwhelmingly pushed on YouTube, and the vast majority of people aren't going to YouTube to watch live streams, and they don't always end up to be the most successful endeavors. But what I love about them is it's a really, really good opportunity to talk with you guys, see what the community is up to, see what you guys want, and get a good gauge of, anything that you guys might be interested in or want to see later, which helps with videos, which helps with growth. So that's always good. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I really like y'all. I really do. One of my favorite things about all this stuff is just hanging out and talking with you guys, and it sounds corny and it sounds cheesy, but it's true. I really like, it was kind of the reason why we started, like I said at the beginning, is we kind of started this for friends. So all the other stuff that's come has been kind of tertiary. Chloe's looking forward to Pokemon. Oh my god, I am too. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be good. So lives are really good for that. They're good for meeting your community, talking with your community, interacting with your community, having fun with them, meeting your friends, getting to know people, all that great stuff. They're also fun. They're just fun. They're fun, and live streams are great, and I really do enjoy them. But we've cut back down on them a lot because we're smaller still, and I want to grow. I want to focus on growth, and where the growth seems to be is in the other two forms of content, which are YouTube Shorts and YouTube videos. So I'll go into a tangent on YouTube Shorts and just say that you guys have definitely seen we have ramped our shorts up again. And there's a big reason why, and the reason why is because YouTube has separated shorts into its own category now. It no longer just has the shelf for them, which separates them, but they're not even showing up in your uploads. They're now just only showing up in your short shelf and your shorts section here. And it's kind of cool. So you can get subscribers that subscribe to you for your shorts, and they have a bunch of stuff that they can look at and check out all your other shorts that you do. And sometimes they'll stay for your shorts. And originally they didn't have this when we started, and YouTube Shorts was on like the same algorithm, and they did a lot of damage to your main content. And as far as I can tell, again, I'm not an expert, that's not legal advice, but as far as I can tell, they're separated well. Because when we first started and we were doing shorts, we used to get crazy amount of subscribers from our shorts. Like, so many shorts, so many subscribers. And then we'd lose them, like, almost instantaneously. It was like, we'd get like, you got 60 new subscribers. Then it was like, we'd wake up the next day and it's like, you got 2 more subscribers. So it's like, people were obviously not seeing what they wanted to see, and they were not sticking around. They didn't want to. And it wasn't that helpful, and it was, a lot of people believed it was damaging, and the algorithm it was showing you is like your video is not doing well, and they weren't pushing them out to further people, and blah 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 blah. But as I can tell from the last month or so, this has radically changed, and shorts have been incredibly beneficial to us. We have gotten a huge amount of subscribers from them, and I have noticed that some of our views have gone up slightly in our other content forms, which I think means that YouTube is kind of starting the process of figuring this stuff out. So it's kind of up to whoever wants to do them to do shorts, but there's a whole lot of different fun things you can do with shorts. And one of the things that you should not do, in my opinion, is going to probably rub some people wrong. But before I say it, I'm going to ask a question. If you've watched short form content before, How many videos have you seen where a person makes a short that says, hey, I'm this person and I play this game. Come watch my game that I play at this time. How many people have you seen make a video like that that has gone viral? How many people have made videos that have gotten crazy, that people love and they share and they become rabidly obsessive with that person? They think they are amazing and want to sub to all their stuff. They want to watch all their videos because of their video that they made that says, this is me, I'm doing this, and I'm doing it that time. Not a lot, except VTubers. So are the people that you've seen that have gotten videos like that, that have gotten completely viral, are they already established creators or are they brand new? I guess what I'm trying to get at, I'm trying to prove my own point here. But those videos don't do very well. I don't know a single person who's a small creator that's trying to grow, that doesn't have very much of an audience, that makes a video that just says, hey, I'm me, I'm going live, check me out. And that video does really well. I don't think a lot of people get subs off of them. I don't think a lot of people get likes off of them or anything. And in my opinion, the big reason why a lot of those shorts don't do very well is because they're not providing a lot of value. What do people go on TikTok for? They want a quick dopamine hit of something. I'm not a master, I'm not an expert, or blah, 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 blah. I'm just going by what I've seen and what I have done. But if you give someone something and they can recognize with it, they'll react to it, and the YouTube or the algorithm for that will go really good. And you can see that in most cases. Obviously, I think the algorithm for shorts is kind of screwy as heck, but I mean, you can see it. Like, what's a good one here? Okay, so Pokemon Christmas in this house. This is like a freaking bomb. This was 23,000 views we got off of this. And now I beg to see you dance. Okay, let's not listen to the music on that, but this entire video is just Bree showing off Pokemon. That's all she did. It's like 15 seconds of just showing Pokemon stuff in the house. That was it. There's nothing else. Music played. She didn't say like. She didn't say subscribe. She didn't say check out our content. What she did was she provided something that was interesting for people to watch, and it got 23,000 views. I can't really see how many subs we got off this, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it was a lot. It was a lot of subs. It was an incredible amount of subs, and it was an incredible amount. 572 thumbs up on this video. We only got 3 comments, but it is what it is. Anyway, in my opinion, this is how you win with shorts. And we get a lot of subscribers, and like I said, recently I've actually seen our view numbers on our regular content going up. I'm not getting a lot of extra people like in our lives, but they obviously are watching some of the content that we're doing, and they're obviously sticking around because we're not hemorrhaging those subs like crazy. So there is something to this from my experience, and I think that everyone should do these because they're separated now, and there's really doesn't seem to be any harm in doing them whatsoever. Your only benefit is to get more subscribers and a potential of those subscribers to watch more of your videos. And if they don't, then they don't. But they might, and it seems like they do. So, shorts are great. The shorter you can do them, the better in almost all cases. For some reason, the shortest video that we've ever posted has the smallest amount of views, but usually 15 seconds is like premiere. 12 to 15? I don't know. Bree's the master. What do you think, Bree? Bree says 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah, what's your question, Chloe? Let me know. That's why I'm here today. Copyright claim just means no money from a video, right? Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about copyright claims. So copyright claims are big differences, okay? So you can get a copyright strike, which is insanely horrific. You never want to strike. Like, strikes are literally like, you get 3 of them in a certain period of time, your channel's done. You don't have a YouTube channel anymore unless you fight with YouTube and, like, are able to prove that they were, like, maliciously done or something, but those will remove you from life. Screw it, I'm gonna open up Studio. You guys are just gonna get it all from what I have. Okay, so copyright is pretty vicious for us, and it's a big reason why we don't do nearly as much anime content as we used to, because every time I do them, we get slapped in the face. Every time, like, hands down, beaten to death by these companies. If not today, then tomorrow. I thought a copyright claim was the same as a strike and deleted my old AMVs from fear and crying because I liked it a lot. No. Claims are rapidly different. You can get as many claims as you want. You could have thousands of claims, and it does not affect your page at all. Anime games usually do okay because they don't, with some exceptions. So one of the games that I really wanted to play was Berserk, and it has anime cutscenes and anime music directly from the anime, which are all copyright material, and the game sends me to poo-poo land if I tried to play that. But most games have their own independent soundtracks that are different, minus maybe a couple cutscenes, and they usually have their own cutscenes which are different, and they're usually not blocked. So here's a fantastic example of how copyright claims are different and how they can be okay. So this video did fairly well. It's 34 minutes long, which is crazy long for our videos, but if you guys have been watching any of our, like, anime lineup previews that we do. Okay, Chloe, so I can actually answer directly for that. So Attack on Titan 2 was perfect. We had no issues with Attack on Titan 2. Even on Facebook, we didn't have issues with it. The Demon Slayer game, a hard no. Like, disabling every audio option I could possibly come up with on the Demon Slayer game completely, it triggered the algorithm and banned those videos severely. So they have to be muted. The game itself has to be muted. It's different for everything. It's very, very tricky. Like, I played Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail didn't have any problems. Attack on Titan 2 doesn't have any problems. Berserk has problems only with the cutscenes. And Demon Slayer, just kind of any audio at all in that game triggers the algorithm to heck. Which is why a lot of content creators you see that play that game have their own music playing, and you don't really hear the sound effects or anything. It's kind of insane. I don't know about Naruto. I'm not a Naruto fan, and I've never played the games. From what I've seen, some of the content creators, there's one that I really like that's big that plays those games all the time, and it's Globku. So if you have questions on, like, a lot of the, like, big name anime games, and you check out Globku's page, you can kind of see what he does for those. It's Globku, I think, and you might already know about him. He's huge. All right, so our anime video that we recently did, and I had to edit this a couple times, but it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 copyright claims. The first one that I had, it used to have one more for Attack on Titan because I used, like, a Japanese trailer and I was really excited and it was really cool. I wanted you guys to see it, but I had to pull it completely because it blocked the video completely. So they didn't give us a strike, but they did give us a claim, and claims come with different impacts. So insanely, and I've never actually seen this before, but out of all of these claims that we did get, only one of them has impact. So you can see everything here is listed, no impact, no impact, no impact. However, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury trailer triggered a block that occurred in certain territories. So YouTube's pretty good about telling you. So Bandai Spirits, they said they own the copyright, and they blocked it from being seen in all of these different countries, which sounds terrifying, right? But if you go up to the top here, they say that it's partially blocked, and it shows the history of people who watch your videos. So 50% of our viewers are from the United States, 1.7 from the United Kingdom, 1.5 from Canada, 1.1 from Germany, and 1% from the Philippines. So Germany was the only one that was blocked in our list of our biggest people. And overall, only 4% of our audience can't see this video, which is pretty small. I know we have a small page, so it's really not that many people. It's probably just a couple, honestly. So I left it. It stays because pretty much everybody can see it, and this doesn't affect me whatsoever, and they're very clear about that. So 3 strikes and you're out, 1 billion copyright claims, and you're totally fine. It might have affected the algorithm a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't rank as high, or people don't see it as much, but we got 100% 100% likes. We got 8 likes, 107 views. It's pretty fair for us. It's not the worst. It's like a 1/6 of our sub base, but it's fine. Not terrible. So here's another one here. This was a good one, and I'm going to do the sequel, so I'm doing a follow-up video for this. But this one also got hit by Desire, and they've actually, interesting, they changed this. That's very interesting. So they changed it. So Sony hit us because the opening sequence in this game has like a VTuber or something that makes music, and we got a copyright hit for it. But actually, it looks like they've decided to remove any impact on the video at all, so it just sits there, it does nothing. I was wondering if when Pokemon comes out that we can play Pokemon together. Chloe, we absolutely can play Pokemon together. Absolutely. Sony hits everyone. Yes, they do. Yeah, Sony is a big boy, and the big boys like to throw their fists around. That's just what it is. But so yeah, I run the videos with copyright claims all the time, as long as it doesn't impact too much. If nobody's seeing it or anything, then it's kind of like, what's the point? But if people can see it, most people can see it, then I keep it, and I run it. We have a lot of problems with anime videos, though, which is, like I said, why we cut it down. I just got tired. It's like usually what my loop looks like for that is what my loop looks like for that is oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm just like out of it today. I took a nap before stream. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. My normal loop for making an anime video is to make an anime video, be like, this is a masterpiece, and then upload it to YouTube, wait a really long time, and have them say, nope, you're not posting that video. So then I go back to the lab, I make changes, I mess with things, I try to remove things, I try to do this and do that. Is Bree doing okay? Yeah, she's okay, Chloe. I don't really want to talk about it on stream. I do appreciate that you're caring and concern for that, but I don't really want to address that right now. But she's okay. She'll be okay. So yeah, then I upload it again. It gets slapped and backhanded and sent off to the moon, and I do rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. If it's a really big video, like some of my anime showcases, no, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all, Chloe. No, like I said, you're carrying and interest that's great. I think that's awesome. So it's back and forth, but when I have a really long video, this could be hours. Like the copyright checks could take forever, like literally 3 hours or more. And sometimes it's days where I'm just going back and forth editing before I can get a video posted. And it's a lot of work. It's very frustrating to me. And I've had it happen a couple times where I get everything fine, and then all of a sudden, like a week goes by, and they just backhand you again. And it's really, really hard for me to do anime content. And I've tried to do it where it's just me talking and I use pictures and stuff. Those videos do like crap. People who want to hear about anime and stuff, they want to see the actual visuals of stuff happening, and they want to hear things. And it's like, I don't know how other creators are doing it. I'm not going to lie. I've literally tried every little nasty trick in the book. I've tried every wild editing trick in the book, and it's just like, there's like a 30% chance that it's an irreparable video and I just have to yank it, and I've wasted all of my time. What else was I going to talk about? I know that I had more stuff I was going to talk about. So we talked about thumbnails, we talked about the algorithm, we talked about short form, long form content, we've talked about the changes to YouTube in regard to those different things. I can share some YouTubers I know that do anime reviews. Well, I follow a lot of them. But it's like the other thing, and people complain about this all the time. Well, what about collabs? I'm not experienced enough with collabs. I'll address my experience with it in a second. But actually, I forgot what I was going to say. Let's just talk about that now. So collabs. Collabs are good. They're great. I want to do some collabs. When we visit Japan, I'm planning on reaching out to a number of people to see if, like, even if we could just film like a short with them, right? A lot of the people that are in Japan are way bigger than us and don't want to do collabs. Collabs are almost always the most effective when both creators are of similar sizes. They don't have to be exact sizes, or, you know, just they're really good friends. Your content types have to match. It doesn't really help a whole lot if you have people that are just radically separated from each other as far as what they do. It's a lot of different factors that come into it. I did a collab not that long ago. I don't know if you could call it a collab, but there is a creator that I thoroughly enjoy. He's one of my favorite people on Earth, the Animate. And he did a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I talk about this a lot because it's like my favorite thing ever. But he did a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Why can I never find him? There we go. Okay, my YouTube's really having some severe issues right now. It's really driving me up a wall. Okay, this is my buddy, the Animate. And he has 185 subs, which I think is terrible because he's awesome. And he should have like way more. He should have like 100 times more subs than me, but neither here nor there. Check out the Animate. He's just been doing a lot of shorts and stuff lately, but he does these really good long form videos. And I did a video with him not too long ago, I don't think, but it was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood in 5 minutes abridged. It was hilarious. I got to play Dio. It was a ton of fun. And it was actually, I got to say, it's probably one of my favorite things I've done on YouTube. But that's really my only expertise that I have as far as collabs go. They can be really beneficial to both creators, especially if you guys share like content types and stuff, like I was saying before. And you can have a lot of fun. You can really enjoy yourself doing them, which is cool. And I have done them before, but I just don't get to do them that often. It's pretty hard, especially coming from Facebook. So like Facebook's almost like too social networky, and there's people all over the place that, dang, I keep getting off track. My brain is turning into mush now. I have mush brain. I've talked about too much. Oh, networking. So YouTube is not easy to network at, like, at all. It's not easy at all. So I've tried to do like, I tried to meet other creators by, like, seeing when they're doing, like, lives or commenting on their videos or all this stuff like that. You should watch it, Chloe. It's a great video. It's, like, really fun. And I'm Dio. And it's like, how could you not be, like, super excited about it? The heck is going on? Oh, it's right here. That's the link to the video. It's hard to meet people. It's really hard to meet people on YouTube. I have a hard time with it. I've gone into people and I've tried to talk with them. I've tried to interact with them. I tried to post on their posts. I've tried to go into their lives, talk with them. I've tried to join their Discords and stuff like that. But like, as another creator, a lot of people just kind of immediately assume that you're just there to like try to like suck them dry of like taking their community from them and stuff like that, even though you might just come in and say like, hey, how's it going, what's up today, like, and all this stuff, and not talk anything about you being a content creator. It's just having a name where you're an obvious content creator just kind of puts a block for a lot of people to even try to attempt to form any sort of relationship with you, which it's a bummer. It's not very easy. I have joined a Discord of other anime creators, and I talk with them and everything like that. It hasn't really gotten overly like, where it's kind of died out quite a bit, but that's like where I met the Animate, and there's another one called Bree123, Kawaii Bree123. She's another really cool creator if you guys like female otaku creators, especially ones that are really into like podcasts and talking about like life issues and current events and stuff. She's very, very good. She's also on Twitch. I actually think she likes Twitch a lot. I don't go to Twitch, but you can check her out there. I think there's another one called Shitakes, I think is what it is. Anime Shitakes, yeah. Anime Shitakes, he's another one that's over there too. If you like comical videos, funny videos and stuff, a lot of these creators though, like, even though I like them and it's cool to talk with them and stuff, it's hard to find like a collaborative project that we can work on, and that's kind of like where the trick of doing collabs is. But they can be really good. And like I said, when we go to Japan, I want to at least see if someone will film a short with me, like, Garnt, I'll buy you a beer, like, just let me talk with you for a little bit, like, but it's like, a lot of times, especially when they're a lot bigger than you, it just seems like the power balance is too heavy. So it's like there's nothing for them to gain. There's only for you to gain, other than a free beer. But I'm sure they get free beer offers all the time. We will see. I don't know what else you guys might want to know. There's a lot of like live streaming specific stuff using like OBS. I have like my OBS up here. I use Stream Elements OBS. It can be complicated, but it's like once you kind of get the basics of it down, it's pretty simple to figure out. That's kind of wild looking. Yeah, and it's like I have the Stream Deck and stuff too. It's my new hat, by the way. I got this new swag. If you guys are interested, you can check this girl out on she's a TikTok creator but also an artist. Give me a second.
No, just leave it.
Megs, MEGGS, Megs. She's awesome. So that's one of the hats that I have, and then this is based off the hat that I have on Mista. She's a really cool artist. You guys can check her out at these places here. I have some other stuff coming too, but this came extremely fast too. Meggy Egos, or Megan's Trash 11 on TikTok. She's really cool, and her products are awesome. Her art is awesome. I love supporting independent artists. I have OBS, gonna try and stream, just find what I would want to stream. I've been doing streaming for so many years now. It's kind of hard to really describe all of the features of OBS like in a quick little synopsis without making like an entire video for it. There's so many different things you can do. There's so many different ways to do it. You can do anything from just like really simplistic. I mean, I know I'm doing video games. Yeah, video games are good, and it's like, you know, if you want to stream like a console, you know, like the Nintendo Switch, you'll need like a capture card or some sort of capture device. I actually have... So you can get like anything as simple as like these guys, and holy cow, those are dusty. Wow, let's just show off my dirt. Here's my dirt, guys. Anyway, HD 60Ss. These are like little easy to do guys. There's an out, there's an in, there's a power place, there's a mic spot. I have 2 of these because they suck. I hate these things. They're broke. They don't work anymore. One quit working after a week. Elgato won't help me with any of them. And I've lost my money. This is a lot of money just gone like that. And because of it, I don't use Elgato anymore. I don't use them at all. I don't like them. They're not my friend. My buddy Chaotic, he's sponsored by Avermedia, and I use Avermedia products exclusively now, and they have worked better than ever, and they're actually lower cost, so winning. You have a capture card already. Good. You can also get, I don't think I have it here. I have this little, like, it looks like a USB stick. It looks kind of like, it looks like this. But there's a HDMI port like at the back end of it, so it just plugs in USB, HDMI in. We used to use it for our camera because I have a DSLR camera. It's like one of these guys. In fact, this is our original one. This is our old A5100 DSLR, and I used to use this. And I had the little thing here, and it just goes from the micro HDMI into this, and it works. The lag was terrible. It was very delayed. It was kind of sad how delayed it was. It was terrible. So we got an internal card. We have 2 internal cards. We have one for Bree's computer, one for my computer. We can do dual streaming setups. You can get incredibly fancy with it. You can be incredibly low key with it. Give me one more second. I'm back with a Dio hat. It is I, Dio. You're thinking of being a Pokemon channel. Well, Pokemon channel would be cool. A lot of people love Pokemon. Bree loves Pokemon, and I think she's going to do Brikachu's channel, their regular channel. She's going to do some of that. At some point, she's kind of working up towards it, you know. It's hard. I mean, you don't work any more than I do. It's hard in some of those niches. There's a lot of, like, the competition and stuff is pretty wild. But that's what I wanted to bring up. This is such a huge thing to bring up. Let's bring up this, like, super huge topic about being a content creator. What content should you make? That's huge, right? So there's so many people that want to make content, and they're like, a lot of people have different ways of thinking about it. Some people are like, well, what's gonna pay the most? Like, when I make monetization, what's gonna pay the most? Or other people are like, what has the least competition? What's the easiest one to do? You know, there's like different ways of thinking about it. Some people are like, I really love X YouTuber. I want to be just like X YouTuber. And, you know, I'm not the end all be all for advice on everything, obviously, but this is the thing. You're doing AMVs, gaming, and some animation stuff. Stuff you like. Yes. So that is what I suggest over everything else as far as like you making content. That is what I suggest over everything else. What content you should make should be what content you want to make. You should make what you want to make. What are you interested in? What do you want to talk about? Let people know, you know, like something you're passionate about, something you're interested in, something that you just, you know, it's not going away anytime soon. It's something that you want to do. You want to do it now. You know, you've been doing it for a while. You know a lot about it. You're interested in it. You're passionate about it. All the other stuff comes in time, right? Like how popular you can be, what your ceiling is, all this other stuff. Worry about that a totally different time. Totally different time. What really matters is, do you like what you're doing and can you do it for a while? And that's kind of what we do on our page. And that's why some of our videos stink. I don't always do stuff that is like, you know what? This is going to do the best ever. Like this video is going to be the most popular video. I'm going to grow my page so fast. Everything's going to be so amazing if I do this. I don't do that anymore. It was a mindset that I had for a while, but my new mindset is like, you know what I want to do? I want to do this for a while. I want to keep doing this. I enjoy doing this. And the only way I'm going to do that is if I make what I want to make. And every now and then, you know, obviously I'm going to make stuff that I think is going to do well or something that I think is cool or something I want to show off. But most of the time I'm making what I really am passionate about. And I think that that's the best way to do it so that you don't get burnt out and you're happy with what you're doing. Because even if it doesn't do good, even if your video doesn't reach the moon, if you can sit back at the end of the day and say, I love that, I did something that I appreciate, then you've won. Chloe says, my only friend called me a Pokemon documentary. Oh, she called you, whoever called you a person in a Pokemon documentary inside of a person. That's funny. Chloe says that's great advice. So, I mean, you have to keep in mind, though, like, if you're truly never focusing on, like, how things are going to bring you success, like, if you never think about that, you're probably going to grow pretty darn slow. Unless there's just something really incredible about you as a person. But like I said, it doesn't matter if you're growing slow. Like, we grow slow. We're not a super huge booming page, and it's been 2 years now. We're not monetized. But I'm happy with what we do. I'm really happy with what we do, and I can honestly say that. There's videos that we do that have just underperformed so terribly, and I'm convinced they're like some of the best things I've ever made. You know? And the other thing that's surprising too, and I've had this happen with stuff that I loved a lot, like we went to a Japanese Shinto shrine locally to us in Washington. And me and Bree spent so much time and so much effort into like going out to this place and seeing it and recording it and editing it and really thinking and learning about everything. And it did terrible. Like when we first put it out, it had like 5 views or something. It stayed like that forever. But that video now is a great video. It has a ton of views. It's got a lot of people that watch. We've got subs from it. It's really good. And that's kind of what I'm saying about versus like lives or like Let's Plays and stuff like that. Having content that's not like that is like, it's so cool to just see things kind of just catch wind later down the line. You don't get that doing anything else. Chloe says, if I ever earn money, I would just do it to get money for video games and some pocket money for college. Well, you know what's even cooler about it, Chloe, is that, and this is with me a lot. You guys see this constantly. Most of the games that we cover now, and we're not even that big, but most of the games that we cover, I don't buy. The devs give us those keys. And it's like, being a content creator, especially on YouTube, because it's a platform that's seen as a good platform that's fun. And it's like it's taken seriously by developers, and they give you can request games. There's so many different ways. You can just go on Twitter, you can find their websites, you can email them. There's various websites you can find that, you know, you can sign up for and say, I have a YouTube page, I want that game, I like that game, and you get games. There's so many games. I could list all day and night all these games that I've gotten the last couple years. There's so many games. You don't have to make money to get games. You really don't. And there's so many more that we could get, but I'm very selective about what we play on the page. And I also, for the most part, really try to not cover anything that I think is crud. And in most cases, we've been paid to play games before, but in every scenario, I have absolutely insisted that part of me receiving that payment will have nothing to do with what I say about the game. If I play it and I think it's crap, I don't care if you're paying me. I'm gonna tell you guys that it's crap, because I'm not gonna be that person that's like, oh well, I got $50 or I got $100 or $1,000 or whatever. Like I'm gonna say this game's the best. I won't. I might sugarcoat some stuff. I'm not gonna lie. There's been a couple things where I've been, if I don't think it's awful, I'll talk more about some of the positive things. But I'm always very clear about my feelings. When I'm doing that, I'll say that in the video. Chloe asked if you played Stardew Valley. I have, yeah. I played Stardew Valley. I like Stardew Valley a lot. It was really good game. Both me and Bree played it. I played it for the PSP, the Switch, the PC, and that's probably it. But I played it a lot, a lot of Stardew Valley. I'm like a Harvest Moon junkie from childhood. So the farming simulators, even though we don't cover them on the page, they're big for me. They're big. I love them. Another thing I wanted to talk about really quickly too. Can we start a farm in Stardew Valley together? I don't think I have it installed right now, but if I do decide to install it, that'd be cool, Chloe. I'd be down with that. If you guys use a camera, if you want to start a YouTube page and you have a camera, get a light. Get a light. They're good. They're helpful. They work really awesome. You can do cool stuff with them. You can set cool vibes. You can make stuff look good or look terrible. I did. That's going to be a cool game. If you get a good enough light, you can make it like not that bright. You can make it super bright. This one has a rechargeable battery, so I don't even have to plug it in. It's kind of expensive, but I think that if you have a camera, even if you can't afford a very good camera, make sure you get a good light. Make sure you get a good light. Sorry, I'm trying to do this too. So yeah, see, I can make the color different. And I can kind of give a different vibe off here. I like to do this kind of, you can't see it very well, but it's kind of orange looking. You can kind of put that wherever you want to and give yourself a nice little accented light to add in. And it does look different. I mean, you guys can see the difference here. But one thing I got to say, especially if you want to use a green screen, but even if you don't, lighting's more important than your camera, arguably. I think these were like $60 a piece. I've had them for like 2 years. I have 2 of them. Elgato makes some incredibly expensive ones that work off your phones and stuff, but these work awesome. They're great. I don't know what else I need to cover. I think scaling up is always a good idea. I'm not confident enough to put my face on screen. Then don't. I mean, really don't. A lot of people, they get so worried. They're like, oh, don't do it. If you don't feel comfortable with it, you're so much better off just talking confidently and not showing your face. And if you ever do become more comfortable, you'll grow into it. You'll grow into it. I wish I had a video of like our first live stream. I have some really old videos somewhere. I wonder if I can't pull one up. But I mean, I could show you some stuff. You guys would, especially some of you guys, I mean, all of you, pretty much everyone, other than Marcelo, I think. I could really shock people. I was, I'm not the greatest right now, but like, holy cow, have I improved vastly, so much. I'm so much more comfortable on camera. I'm so much more comfortable talking to people. I can manage a chat better, and it's like I highly suggest you do what's comfortable for you and you work your way into confidence into other things if you choose to do so. There's people that don't do it with faces all the time. They make successful stuff. I think in a way it might be a little bit harder because you're not as personalized enough, but in some ways it's easier. I was told by another content creator, I'm not going to mention the person's name, there's someone I respect a lot, but I was told that I should maybe just stop doing my face, my camera on stuff, if I want to grow, and I should just get back to it later. I should grow first. I didn't take that advice. I like being able to personally interact with you, but I was told at one point that, you know, to grow faster, I should get rid of my personality, and I should just make content that is just informational and do a lot of it and grow, and then later decide to be personal again. But, you know, I think there's a lot of different ways to Bree's gonna hate this, but there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. There's a lot of different ways to do the same thing. A lot of people can end up in the same way. You just maybe not end up at the same speed or whatnot. I respect the advice. That person gives me fantastic advice all the time. I might not follow everything to a T, but I do really, I appreciate any input that anyone gives me. If you guys think I do something and it sucks, tell me it sucks. Tell me things suck. It doesn't break my heart. What it does is it makes me have a good idea of what I need to change, what I need to work on. And, you know, I might not agree with people, you know, but if I have enough people that are saying something, for sure I'm going to listen to it. Absolutely. I think there's always kind of that fine balance too with listening to your audience and doing what you want to do. But again, that's also dependent on how fast you want to grow, you know? Well, if I grow, I'd like to collaborate you, just play a game with you for fun. Absolutely. No, you guys are more than welcome. I'm pretty open to stuff. We're not a big page at all, so you want to play games with me, you're more than welcome to. We collab. I don't care if you start a page tomorrow, or, you know, you want to make content tomorrow. It's fine. Like when we do the Splatoon stuff too and everything, everyone's more than welcome to stream all that. I don't care. Send that out there. Have fun. We're all here for fun. Why am I not? I'm not being able to find my... Oh yeah, Splatoon. Yeah, Splatoon. We got Splatoon. I'm going to be streaming it a lot tomorrow. I have the day off. So it'll be weird hours and it'll be long hours compared to normal. I'm really excited for it. I'm really, really excited, actually. Oh, probably YouTube files. Alright, these are not... I should start working on streaming now then. You could. By all means. So that's the other thing too. So there's a lot of people, you know, that are like, well, I've been thinking about this, and I bet Salmon Run is hard, I agree. But there's a lot of people, you know, that talk about content creation, and they're like, well, I've been planning this out, and I've been planning this out, and I've been thinking about this, and I've been thinking about this, and I have all these ideas for this, and all this idea for that. And the one thing that I have to tell everyone is that, and everyone will agree with this, when you first start making content, if you've never really like seriously dialed down and sat down to make content, 99% chance your content's gonna suck. Even if you like it a lot, and it's great if you like it a lot, but your content's gonna be not good. You're not gonna understand how to do stuff as well, and you'll grow with it. And it's like you can plan, and you can sit, and you can think, and you can work on stuff, and you can make video after video after video after video, and just build up a library that you're going to release out to people. You can do all this sort of stuff. But the dead fact is that until you start putting stuff out publicly and you start actually just trying stuff and failing and learning from that, you won't be successful. You could plan for 5 years on how to make a YouTube page if you've never done it before, and come into it and just completely fail. Just have the worst month of your life. You're better off just doing it. If you want to do it, just get in there, just start doing it. Just doesn't matter if you're putting out a video a week, if you're putting out a video every month, if you're live streaming and no one's watching you, just start doing it, because that's how you grow. That's how you do. So it looks like the oldest videos that I can find right now, unfortunately, are like early 2020. Yeah, I'm an open book with what we do. I always have to preface to everyone that I'm not, obviously, like, I mean, you can listen to my advice, you can not listen to my advice, but, like, I'm not like some big famous person or whatever. Maybe some of the stuff I know will change later as I grow as a person. This is just where I'm at now, and I know a couple of you guys really wanted to see this, so I figured why not. Ugh. Would you stop?
I don't know if Andre is live, but I am live.
I'm going.
I don't know if Andre is live.
See, that
but I am
stinks.
live.
So
I'm going live now.
I have
Now
this
I'm
video.
All right, we are live. We are here.
So this is like an old video that we did, but I mean, this is, I still had the SM7B
Oh,
then,
man,
so this
it's
was
gonna be
pretty
good
deep
with it.
into
Oh, I just
what
got
I
your
was doing.
notification.
See if it'll skip forward. I don't know if it will. Anyway, you can see I got my old webcam. The whole house was set up a lot differently. That shirt was in a lot nicer condition. I still wear that shirt. You guys will see me wear that shirt every now and then. I don't know. I think it crashed. Yeah, it did. It crashed. Okay. Oh, whatever. Anyway, before I head off for the night, is there any other questions that anyone had at all? Anything anyone wanted to know? Like I said, I'm always an open book. I love talking with you guys. Even if you don't take my advice or listen to me or you think I'm a big dummy. Are you gonna do Pokemon challenges? What kind of Pokemon challenges are there? I guess I'm not even familiar with that. I feel like we should do like a fun giveaway or something. We haven't done a giveaway in a while. I used to like doing them. I just don't like to rely on them either. It's not fun to have people come in just for that. It's hard to do Pokemon challenges on YouTube.
Yeah, because if it's not a digital content, it's like something.
Oh, you're saying giveaways are hard. You have a bunch of ideas for it? We should talk about that sometime, Chloe. That'd be cool. Let me know. Yeah, no, giveaways are very challenging on YouTube. We had a lot better response with them when we were doing them on Facebook, but Chloe says, yay! Okie doke. Well, I think that might be where we leave it for the night. That was almost 2 hours of me talking. Holy cow, Chloe, I don't know how you even listen to me so much, but I appreciate it. And, yeah, if anyone's tuning in later, I hope you like some of the stuff I did. I'll probably make some chapter markers for this. I might as well see if anyone wants to watch this later. But because of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet multiplayer, lots of opportunities. Ooh, good. Yes, let's talk about those. I would love to have a chat. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna play some Persona 5 probably, actually. But I want to thank everyone for coming in, checking out this content. Huge thanks to our mod, Chloe. Check her out too. She's gonna start her YouTube page up. She's gonna be awesome. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
キラークイーン第3の爆弾バイツァーダスト。